Hey guys, Dr. Holly here, and I am bringing you tip number 5 of Stop the Quarantine 15. So tip number 5 is what I call use a carrot, and I'll explain what that means in a little bit. One of the biggest things with keeping our goals, or achieving our goals really, right? Getting, not gaining 15 pounds, or perhaps some of you are even trying to lose a few pounds during this difficult time. One of the biggest things is to stay motivated. That's one of the biggest questions I get in my clinic is, how do I stay motivated, Holly? I know what to do. I know, what I need to do. I know I should be exercising. I know I should be eating this way. I should be eating vegetables, all these kinds of things. Why will I do it? How will I do it? What will keep me moving forward? Even when I know what to do, we don't always do what we know works, right? So this tip is really centered around, how are you going to stay motivated? You know what you should be doing. We've talked about getting on the scale. We've talked about keeping a schedule. We've talked about the hell no pants. We've given lots of different, tips like that, finding a super friend. But the bottom line is, you got to keep doing them. You got to stay motivated. They will work. They will help you, but only if you do them. If you don't do them, they're not going to work. That's the way it works. So this tip is about motivation, and it's really about finding an external motivation source. A lot of times I talk about internal motivation, and that's super important. That's really where you go to, why am I doing this? Why is this not gaining 15 pounds super important to me? Why am I going to put my energy into it? How is it going to make me feel or be or live differently? How is it related to my purpose? All those things we talk about in Stay to Slim, really getting to that internal motivation. And I love internal motivation, but I also love a good external motivator. I think we can use both of them. I talk about internal motivation being that internal source, being like the coals of a fire. Keeps a fire going, right? We love coals. Good coals on a fire will stay burning for a very long period of time. So we do need to work on internally understanding why something is important, why we want to achieve a goal, and making sure we can relate to that. But you know what? When the weather outside is bad and a fire motivation may be going down a little bit, those coals aren't as hot. If you put a bunch of gasoline on that fire, what happens? Whoosh, it will light up. So external motivation is what I think about in terms of gasoline, putting gasoline on a fire. Something external, it's not necessarily internal, something outside of ourselves that can motivate us. I think both internal and external motivators are important, but using a carrot is what I talk about when I talk about finding an external source of motivation. So because we don't know exactly how long we're all going to be sheltering in place, I think it could be great to say, okay, what other motivation other than internal can I use? Let's find a carrot. Let's find something that will push me forward. So an example is, what might happen, what will happen, what reward, what carrot will I give myself if I accomplish A, B, C, or D? In other words, if I don't gain 15 pounds, if I stay the same weight or within a few pounds, or whatever goal you've said. You could even use a carrot, not necessarily around a weight goal. You could say, if I keep my exercise schedule, if I exercise 5 days a week, if I meal prep 2 times a week, if I get on the scale every morning. So you could pick one behavior that will help you, and you want to continue, you want to be motivated to do it. It works, it's a good what to do, but you need that motivation why to do it. You can pick it, and then if you accomplish it, if you, like I said, weigh every morning, or exercise a certain amount each week, or meal prep, whatever you may choose, if you achieve it, you get something. You get a carrot. You get something that's outside of yourself, but something that has meaning for you, something that would be important, something you would really, really like. And if you don't do it, you don't get it. Now that's the key. You got to keep your promises on this. If you're going to give yourself the carrot anyway, we have a problem. This tip won't work for you. But if you're someone who can put that out there, and if you do it, you're going to give it to yourself, you're going to give yourself the carrot. And if you don't, you won't. This is a great tip for you. And the other thing is, sometimes people have trouble coming up with what's going to be my carrot. But I think now I'm thinking it's pretty easy. When I think about when we are finally able to get on the other side, flatten this curve, get on the other side of this of this big, huge curveball we're all living through, there's lots of things I want to do, right? So it may be that I go and experience something that I've taken for granted and I want to be able to do it. And so I can use that as a carrot. So it may be that I'm going to go to have a spa day with my friends, or I'm going to go and have a big brunch and celebrate out at a restaurant. It may be that I'm going to be going back to my gym and maybe I will splurge and get some personal training, something that I really would look forward to, but that I only get to achieve it, I only get my carrot if I hit my goal. So this tip is all about how do we stay motivated? And yes, I believe in internal, but this is how do I stay motivated? Can I use a carrot? Can I use some external motivation, something that I'm going to get, something I get to experience, I get to achieve if I keep my promises? And decide what that is. Be very specific. It's if I, do this behavior this much, I get the carrot. If I don't, I don't. And let's use that to keep us moving forward. Let's use that to stop the quarantine 15. Would love to hear, what is your carrot? What thing are you setting out there that you will get if you keep your promises, if you keep your goals, if you keep doing what you know you need to do to be able to move through this and stop the quarantine 15? Let me know what you think. Let me know what your carrots are. Love y'all. Bye.